And the scene here is already amazing. I mean, I did the Vulcan last night, and then after I did a set there, I went over to the Creek and the Cave, and then there's other rooms in town too, and guys are hopping back and forth from room to room and doing 2-3 sets a night. It's really exciting. And there's really good comics here. There's really good up-and-coming people, and Tom Segura moved here, Duncan Trussell moved here, Tim Dillon lives here now. There's Christina Pazitsky. There's like a lot of really good comics. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
So like we're doing these shows. Ron White is here.
I saw him. He came to see me at the Creek and the Cave last time.
Oh, did he?
He's one of my favorites.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the godfather of this town.
Yeah.
So when we're doing these shows, we're doing shows like Shane Gillis comes into town all the time, and Ari's here all the time. Yeah. So we're having so much fun. It's really an amazing scene right now, and it's exciting because it's new. And all these young people that come here and they do Kill Tony, that show, and so that gives them a chance to maybe get 1 minute and do it in front of hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube.
Right.
So there's like this energy to this town that's happening now with stand-up that's really exciting because it's a completely new scene.
It's great. Well, like you said, you can't practice it at home. It's the only way to learn it.
Right.
So I always feel a responsibility in that sense. If you love stand-up, you gotta encourage other people. I bring people on the road with me who I think need exposure to higher pressure and stuff, and to help them learn, and also to tap my head, and I spend the whole time talking to them and answering stuff and stuff like that. And when I'm at the Cellar, I like mentoring. I like being a bit of a teacher,
Yeah.
So, but you have to, because there's no school for it, and there's no.
Which is wild.
Yeah, there never will be. I don't think that anybody will ever properly. You can't really teach stand-up. It comes from the heart or the balls or the pussy or wherever it comes from.
How do you do it? Do you do it like Steve Martin, or do you do it like Stephen Wright, or do you do it like Patrice O'Neill? Like, you can't teach that.
No.
You can teach like certain principles, and you can kind of coach people in whatever their individual style is, and sort of giving them some tips, like maybe if you did it this way, or here's the problem with that, or you're taking too much time with this. And
there's obvious mistakes people make, and you can help them by giving them that.
Yeah.
Going like, you don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
That's a big, giant waste of time. Or that's really... One thing I've told a few guys and women that work for me is, don't stop laughing. You're just nervous. That's just shit. The little nervous laughter.
Right.
It just looks dumb, and it's just do the joke. And if that nervous laughter is because you said something that's kind of tough to sell, fucking stand there and sell it. Or just say, that's the joke. And like Adrian Appalucci opens for me a lot. She's hilarious.
Very funny.
And she's really hard to take for my crowd who are there to be offended. What I love doing, whenever Adrian's on stage, I'm right behind her, behind the curtain, and I'm standing there where I can really hear, because she does these jokes and people go, oh! She does this thing about how how white women, about racism and white women are the worst, and that we don't have enough serial killers because they always kill white women. And it boils down to when you think about it, Jeffrey Dahmer did more for black people than Martin Luther King because he killed white women. But
he didn't.
What?
Jeffrey Dahmer didn't kill white women.
Oh, I don't know. No,
Ted Bundy?
Not Ted Bundy. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fucking up her bit.
Okay.
I'm destroying her bit. Anyway, it's a hilarious bit, but any audience goes like, Jesus! And I love hearing them, because she's really loosening them up. She's really fucking, doing deep knee bends, getting them warmed up. But she used to kind of nervously laugh after certain jokes, which showed a little insecurity on her part. Like, maybe I shouldn't be saying this. And I told her, just do the fucking joke and stand there. Like, that's it. That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And the early jokes, people were having a hitch with it. But after they see that confidence in you, and they go, I guess she doesn't give a fuck. I guess she really means it. And they start to come around.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing, is how do comics that don't belong up there get good at it. That's where great comedy comes from, is somebody who's not a ham and who's not even into performing much, or but they just want to do this one thing. Those are where some of the better comics come from, I think.
And then they figure it out, and it's so exciting to watch them figure it out. It's so exciting to watch someone go from being like, it used to be like guys who were like a doorman at the Comedy Store, and then you see them 6-7 years later, and you haven't seen them for a while, and all of a sudden they're killing, and they've got interesting points, and they've got these great bits.
Yeah. It's great to watch.
It's a fun art form, man. It's still my favorite thing to watch after all these years.
Yeah.
I still enjoy, and I didn't for a while. In the beginning, I didn't because of like jealousy and insecurity. Like I didn't like if someone else was killing, I'd be like, God, I wish I thought of that. God, I wish I was killing. Like it was like a weird thing where I was too wrapped up in trying to get somewhere in comedy that I didn't enjoy it anymore.
Right.
And then I realized, like, hey, stupid, like this, you got into comedy because you love watching it. Like, why would you not still love watching it? Are you going to give up loving watching it because you like to do it? That's so stupid.
Yeah, I have written all over my notebook this year, don't forget to love it. It's like I wrote it across the bottom of the page of like all the pages one day and on an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
So as I'm writing notes, it's just there.
Yeah.
Because you do forget. It's work and it's hard.
Yeah.
And whatever you do for a living becomes a hassle. Mm-hmm. But you got to love it, you know?
Whatever you do in life becomes a hassle. One thing that I always tell people is like, the one thing that you think about the most when you're sick is, God, I wish I was healthy.
Yeah.
When you're healthy, it just seems normal.
It just is what it is.
But when you get sick, you're like, oh God, this sucks. I can't wait to get healthy.
Yep.
But when you're fucking healthy, you've got to like do whatever you can to preserve that and recognize that there's a possibility that you could get sick. Appreciate the shit out of being healthy.
Well, and then with work though, with comedy, I feel like there's this other side of the spectrum, which is that you should be willing to be very uncomfortable and very unhappy to do it right, because that's love. That's real love.
But you're doing it.
Yes,
is my point.
Yes.
If it took it away from you, like COVID when we couldn't do stand up, well then that's you being sick.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like it's not that it should always be the most fun thing to do, because exercise fucking blows.
Yeah.
Like being healthy, like sitting in a fucking sauna for 25 minutes at 190 degrees and cold plunges and all this shit that I do, it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like doing it, but I'm doing it because being healthy is far superior to being sick.
Yeah.
But you forget.